Welcome to the WCTC Library. In today's video, we are going to use 3 databases to help compare and contrast different countries. On the library homepage, you will want to go to this 3rd tab that says A to Z Databases. The first database that we're going to use is called Britannica Library. So you can either scroll down to that section or simply click on the B and go to Britannica Library. Once you are in Britannica Library, you're going to want to go to the Reference Center, and you can type in the name of your country. Once you type it in, you then go ahead and select it. Here is our article about Japan. So it's a very long article. So there's a couple of things that you can do to get the information that you need. Let's say that maybe you are comparing and contrasting the types of food that is eaten. If you go to the table of contents, typically that type of information, whether it's about marriage, customs, culture, religion, food, that's typically either in people or cultural life. So we go to cultural life, and then we can scroll down, and we see that instead of it being called food, in this article, it's referred to as cuisine. So we can click cuisine and skip right to that section. So that's one way that you can find information quickly about what it is that you're trying to compare and contrast by using the table of contents. Another way that you can find the information that you're looking for is to click Control F on your screen, on your keyboard, and type in, for instance, food. And then you could skip to certain areas where the word food is. Okay, so just know that that's also available. On this article, you have several options. Let's go back to the top and close our table of contents. So you have a few options here. You can change the reading level if you feel that this is too text heavy or difficult to read. You can also find related images, videos, and other media, as well as related articles. Additionally, if you are interested in this article, if you click on the arrow that says Send To, you can email this article to yourself. You can also print the article, and you can obtain the citation information under Cite. You just make sure that you select APA and then copy and paste, but you may need to alter the citation. This article can be read to you, and you can change the font also. Remember that when doing your compare and contrast, if you are comparing to the United States, remember to also take the time to type in United States and go to the article for United States of America and get the information from there too that you can compare and contrast. The next database that we're going to take a look at is called Culturegrams. So we just went to Britannica Library. Now we're going to go to C for Culturegrams. Culturegrams has several different editions: World Edition, Kids Edition, States Edition, and Provinces. We are going to go to the World Edition, and you can select your country either from the drop-down menu, from the map, or from the list below. So let's say that I select Germany. Here is my full report, just the front page of Germany. And then on the left-hand side here are different places that I could skip to. So if I was interested maybe in LGBTQ rights or marriage rights, I could skip to under lifestyle, dating, and marriage and see what is discussed in this article. You may also notice that some articles may not specifically reference LGBTQ, but they may say something such as same-sex marriage. So in this case here, it says same-sex marriage. So again, you might need to think outside of the box when it comes to your terminologies that are being used. If I go back to the home, then I can, again, go back to this background section, quick overview. I can print out the report if I desire, the full report. I can also view the full report and something will come up and everything is there. I could also email the report to myself. You notice on the right-hand side, there are some things such as recipes. There's different graphs and tables, which we'll get to in a minute. And there's country data. Down towards the bottom is where you would get the citation. So we would select APA 7 and a citation would generate, copy and paste it. But again, you may need to alter it to make sure that it's accurate. Additionally, we can make some different graphs and tables for comparing and contrasting that can be really helpful for us. So if we go to either on the right-hand side where it says graphs and tables or up at the top, graphs and tables, we can build our own comparison table or comparison graph. So if I wanted to compare Germany and the United States, so I can click Germany and then scroll down and compare United States. And then on the right, I could decide what it is that I want to compare. If I wanted some statistics, so maybe I want to compare life expectancy and maybe years of schooling. And even something such as unemployment. Maybe I'm interested in those things. And population. I can create my comparison table, and then here it is. Here's my data table that's going to compare these two countries. Okay, and again, this is found in Culturegrams. So you can make a comparison table and graphs. The last database that we're going to take a look at is called Country Watch. Within Country Watch, there are two features that you can use to get information. One is Country Review. And on the right-hand side, you'll see it says Country Review, and you can select your country. Well, let's say I select India as my country. Here's a quick overview of information. There's also, I can get a country review, a PDF version, which is going to be the full report. You can see it's 446 pages, so it's rather lengthy. Something else that I can take a look at on the left-hand side over here. So if I want to find maybe things, cultural considerations related to the people, the language, religion, social life. All that information is over there on the left. I can get more information about the country under the country detail as well as overview. And again, we just went to country review when we were on the home page. Something else that you can look at is if you go to the top here, country reviews, and then go to Culture Watch. If you select Culture Watch, that's where you will get some more information. So, and you can pick the country that you are interested in. So if I go back to India, just so you can see how it's a little bit different. So now this the previous information was a little bit more statistical, and this will give you some more of an explanation and in-depth of some social issues as well as customs and traditions. So now if I look on the left, I can see etiquette as one. I also see that cuisine, remember food, is also offered over here. I can look and see information about sports and holiday, culture, and arts. some of the information still needs to be filled in. So if I want to look at the history. So all of this is available here. And this was found under country reviews and then culture watch. When you get ready to cite this information, unfortunately, this is a little bit different than the other databases. The citation is not going to be readily made for you. So if you go down towards the bottom, it says citation, and then it tells you how to create your citation for the different articles that you pull from this particular database. Okay, so it's a little bit different than the other ones that have been used. That's how you can get to Britannica, Culturegrams, and Country Watch using the library databases. Again, it's under the A to Z databases tab. And then once you're there, you can skip around between the B section and the C section to get to the databases that you need. If you have any further questions, please contact us in the library. Feel free to chat with us or come in and we will definitely help you. Good luck on your project.